How's it going, everyone? Want to go over a very interesting story as far as video game prices potentially going up, as well as the potential of fewer physical game releases in reaction to tariffs on imports from Mexico. Again, this is coming from Matt Piscatella, Executive Director of Video Games and Analyst. With 25% tariffs on imports from Mexico on the way, I can see a sharp downtick in the number of disc-based games that get released physically in the US, as much of that production infrastructure is in Mexico. I would, were this to happen, anticipate digital MSRPs to increase to remain at price parity with physical, but who knows. In any case, none of this is good for the physical video games market, and I know a lot of you guys love hearing that. No, but really, every time we talk about games, digital games, physical games, there's a large portion of you that watch our videos, even though some of our most popular videos on this channel is our digital game deals. The thought process from a lot of you guys is that you'll pay $5 to $10 on digital games, that's not a big deal. But when it comes to paying a premium $50, $60, $70 on a game, you won't go the digital route. And for some of you guys, you just won't go digital at all. And the idea of going all digital is just completely off the table for you guys. Now, it is interesting because some people might look at this and be like, why would digital game prices go up? That makes no sense. If it would cost more to now get physical games out there, why would digital games be costing more? Well, in this case, if these tariffs were imposed, and that is a reason for publishers to up the price of video games, which, by the way, they want to up the price of video games. If this is an avenue that gives them an excuse, absolutely they will take it. And an excuse wouldn't even be the right word. If it's affecting them financially and they have to go up, I get it from that standpoint. But at the same time, do you think they aren't running laps about the fact that, oh, we're upping the price of physical games, we can also up the price of digital games, and we can just say, hey, we gotta keep price parity, which might be true, but they'll still be pretty excited about the fact of upping the price of digital games across the board. But that is the reason digital games would go up in price. I've seen this asked over and over again. Why are games that are digitally released the same price as physical games? If I go into a store, I get a case for a game, I get a disc, the retail partner obviously takes a cut, there's costs involved in printing the game, etc., etc. Why is it still $70 versus $70 digitally where I just download the game? Well, that is because there is a price parity that they have to uphold. You don't want to upset your retail partners. By the way, also, even if the retail partners didn't exist, there is no way they would lower the price of these games, because $70, $60, that premium price point is the accepted price point. Unless they are very much pressured into lowering the price point of those games, they're just not out of their good heart gonna be like, oh, we're now saving money by selling all our games digitally, let's do everybody a solid and lower the price of the game across the board. When a case like that did happen, to be fair, Alan Wake 2 was priced at $60 and not $70. You could argue that, hey, that's a game that maybe, you know, it warrants $60 right out the gate, but, you know, 60 versus 70, but it's not like it's this gargantuan difference. And I guarantee you that the majority of developers and publishers would price their games whatever they were going to price at. I should say publishers, because when we're talking about $70 games, usually a publisher is handling the release of those games, but I'm fairly confident that most of them would price these games at $70, and it would either be a case of $70 or go the route of, we talked about it with GTA 6 potentially being $100, them going the route of upping the price of the physical games and then also upping the price of the digital games. I said it in yesterday's video where we talked about this $100 games topic because it gained a lot of traction. Yes, a GTA 6 can be priced at $100. And I get it that a lot of you guys said that you wouldn't buy the game. Guess what? A lot of people would buy GTA 6 at $100. And I personally don't think the offset of people not buying the game would outweigh the amount of money that they would be making based on upping the price of the game. That is my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's how I feel. Genuinely, I just feel like GTA 6 is one of those games that's incredibly sought after, and with those games, you can get away with pricing them at, you know, whatever within a reason. Now, that's GTA 6. That's one of the most anticipated games literally in existence of all time. Whoa, what are we about to do when Immortals of Aveum is priced at $100? What are we about to do when Callisto Protocol is priced at $100? Even a game like Dead Space Remake at $100? Brothers, we're going crazy there. Like, those games were all commercial flops, and now we're talking about, you know, those games being premium titles being priced at $100? Like, that's insane. GTA is one thing, and there's a level below GTA where I question how those games would do at a higher price point. You know, the franchises like a Horizon, franchises even like a Gears of War. I question how those games would do at $100. Now, obviously, these publishers are figuring out more creative ways to up the price points of their games. Sega locking New Game Plus behind a digital deluxe edition. Fake early access. Dynasty Warriors Origins is one of my favorite games in recent memory. Absolutely loving that game, but let me say that that game has the most pile of trash digital deluxe edition that's a $20 price charge. And the reason why people probably checked it out is for the fake early access. That's a totally single-player game, brothers. The game is done. There's no reason for fake early access to be there in the sense of them actually selling you something of value. But they can pretend this is of value if they market it as early access. Then they can get more money out of people. This is a way to circumvent just upping the price of the game at face value, up from $70 to $90, but you get these digital deluxe editions for $90, and now things that were available in the past. You know what was available in the past a decade ago? Oh, being able to play a game when it was out. Nowadays, a lot of games, if you want to pay the regular price point for a game, you have to wait 3 days to play the game. That's what it really is, and those are the little crafty elements that publishers are coming up with, locking New Game Plus behind a digital deluxe edition. Again, they're getting a little crafty with how can we up the price of the game, but not up the price of the game, if that makes sense, in the sense of we can still, you know, sell the base game for $70, and they're gonna get craftier and craftier and try to figure things out, but eventually rubber meets the road, and you just have to be like, okay, well, time to up the price once again. And $70 is already super expensive. If we're talking about going to $90, $100, I just think that's insanity. The thing is, I know with a lot of you guys, y'all are very selective with which games you pick up for $70, $80, $90, $100. You know, $70 right now, but in the future, if it were to go up to, let's say, $100, you would still continue to be selective. There's great games that go on sale all the time for south of 20 bucks, south of $15, south of $10, that, you know, buying a game at $70 on launch, unless it's something you really want, isn't something you're gonna be open to doing. So that element is still gonna exist, but the worrying element is if games get to $100, let's say, it'll take longer for them to hit the $20 price threshold, because first, it'll be, okay, it's 20% off for $80. Okay, now it's 30% off for $70. They just have more headroom to keep the game at a higher price point. You know, that's generally just how it works, and we've seen that with $70 games, and if games actually were to go to $100, like, we would absolutely see that. Again, I don't think they will go to $100 outside of... It would be one thing about GTA. Again, could you imagine Immortals of... Just ask yourself, Immortals of Aveum at $100? Literally 0 people are buying that game. Who's gonna go into a store and be like, oh my god, I gotta get Immortals of Aveum for $100? Like, no. Like, that shit... I'm not even meaning to crap on Immortals of Aveum. I kinda like that game, but $100 for a game like Immortals of Aveum, $100 for Callisto Protocol? Like, brothers, that ain't happening. There's no chance. But, and again, it would be more interesting to... That's like the total opposite side of the spectrum when we look at a GTA 6 versus an Immortals of Aveum. That mid-level of IPs that are established, like how would a Resident Evil respond to that? How would a Horizon respond to that? How would a Devil May Cry? How would a, you know, XYZ franchise, a Final Fantasy even with those games offering a ton of content, how would those games react to that much of a price increase? That would be something interesting to observe. But the Immortals of Aveum and the Callisto Protocols of the world, GG, no read. That's just done. But again, that mid-level is what I would be more curious of. And mid-level, probably putting them a little bit lightly, but not the GTAs, but still big IPs is what I'm getting at. But that'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.